What's up, Music Fest fam? We are less than 12 hours away from leaving for Bonnaroo, which is in Tennessee. We're actually going to be talking today about Electric Forest, though. Electric Forest is the following weekend. It's next weekend. So if you guys are going to Electric Forest, here's everything you need to know before you go. So the first thing you need to know about Electric Forest is yes, the lineup is amazing. The music is going to be awesome, but that's not the main reason people go there. People go for the magic of the forest. So if you haven't been to Electric Forest before, what are people talking about when they talk about the magic? They're talking about going and getting lost in Sherwood Forest. They're talking about going and enjoying a set completely by yourself somewhere where you never thought you'd end up. They're talking about going and meeting people that you never would have interacted with in the regular world. But Electric Forest is just a magical place where you're gonna have some amazing experiences happen. It's just you don't know how they're gonna happen. It could be in the smallest way that you could ever possibly imagine. Electric Forest is full of magical moments, so be sure to open yourself up to that energy as soon as you get there. If you guys didn't know, Electric Forest is a little bit unique with the camping, especially in GA, because in general admission camping, you're not going to be camping next to your vehicle. If it's like all the years in the past, you're going to be camping behind your vehicle. So basically that means that the camping is going to be a little bit tighter than usual. You'll have about enough space to set up a 10 by 10 canopy, and they expect you to be able to fit another 10 by 10 canopy behind that, but in reality, you'll have to put one of those 10 by 10 canopies over your car a little bit if you wanted to get the full like 30 feet of your space that you're kind of supposed to get. I think it might be 26 feet, but in general, I mean, your car is about 10 to 12 feet, and then 2 canopies would be about the max you're ever gonna fit in front of your car. So you're not going to have a ton of space. Keep that in mind. It is different than a lot of other festivals, but I really like the way that you kind of camp behind your vehicle, because then you're kind of like, you're automatically going to have to make friends with your neighbors. Whereas at other festivals, sometimes you'll be really far away. You're kind of like spread out and you don't have as many opportunities to interact. So tip number 1, Electric Forest, is make friends with your neighbors. Don't be one of those shy people. Just make friends. Everybody's there to have fun. And the worst that happens is they're kind of to themselves a little more than you would have been to yourselves, but that's okay, nothing's wrong with that. My next big tip is don't set a total finite schedule for yourself at Electric Forest. Obviously you want to have your must-sees, but leave some room to wander, leave some room to get lost, because Electric Forest is all about like just seeing things from a different perspective, kind of getting totally immersed into the magic of the forest. Where if you're just literally going set to set for the lineup, for the music, you're not going to have that same magical experience. Things like the scavenger hunt, things like Frick Frack Blackjack, things like the trading post, things like those are going to definitely amplify your experience as long as you kind of take the time to enjoy them. All right, my next big tip for you, which I don't know if a lot of people do this, but I loved the way I did it last year. And when you first get to Electric Forest and you go into the forest during the day, don't spend the whole day there. Just spend like an hour or 2 or 3 hours the first time you go in. When you go back at night, you're gonna get completely absorbed into the magic in a unique way. Whereas if I had stayed there from 2 or 3 p.m. all the way until 10 or 11 p.m., I wouldn't have had that same magical experience. So definitely after you go into the forest on Wednesday or Thursday for your first time, don't stay the whole night. Just kind of go in for a couple hours, get your feet wet, go back to camp, hang out, have dinner, relax at your campsite. And then when the music starts playing, some good sets around 8, 9, 10 p.m., go into the forest and let yourself just be completely immersed by the magic. All right, next up is a hint that I can't exactly take pride in saying I've done before, but I've always wanted to do it, and that's gonna be the scavenger hunt. The scavenger hunt at Electric Forest seems like one of the most intense, coolest scavenger hunts at any festival. So I'm gonna definitely take a couple hours out of a few days this year if I have to, in order to try and complete the scavenger hunt. I feel like it's something that if you complete it and you could say you've done it before, then you're in the elite few, and I always like to say that I can cross things off my bucket list. Another really cool opportunity to get some cool Electric Forest merch is through the prize cart. And so the prize cart, towards the end of the sets every night, they'll let people go and collect trash and bring that garbage back for prizes. So if you're someone like me, maybe you don't have a ton of money to spend on merch, maybe you're spending all your money on your camping supplies and your setup, then this is definitely an opportunity for you to go out and get some cool Electric Forest merch. I'm going to definitely check that out this year and see if I can snag me a hat or something of that variety. In years past, I've seen them give away everything cool from Electric Forest hydration packs to Electric Forest snapbacks to Electric Forest t-shirts. Anything Electric Forest related, you can get it at the prize cart. You just don't know what you're going to get. At Electric Forest, everyone's there to have an amazing time, and so one of my best experiences, which I haven't ever done at another festival, and I don't know if I ever would do it at a different festival, but when I did it, it felt right. I actually was at Electric Forest for Ganja White Night during their set last year. However, instead of being in the forest surrounded by people, I was feeling tired at this point. I was exhausted after being back-to-back fests with Bonnaroo, and I just needed a night where I could sit and lay down. And so I know a lot of people have those air chairs, those big loungers, and I had one, but I didn't feel like going through security. I also didn't really feel like walking to and from my campsite as much anymore. I felt like I just wanted to rest my legs for the night. So I actually took my electric longboard and I took my air chair and I drove right to the front of the Electric Forest sign, which is one of the most iconic picture spots of E-Forest. And I laid right under the sign and I just listened to the entire Ganja White Night set there. It was one of my core memories from 2023 Forest, and I never knew I was going to do it. I didn't plan on doing it. I was just feeling lazy, but even though I wasn't in the crowd with everybody else headbanging, I was still enjoying the set in my own way, and that was exactly what I wanted, to have a great time. So we're just about done talking about Electric Forest. I gotta get going, get ready for Bonnaroo, but my last tip for you about Electric Forest is to just go have fun. Don't have any expectations, don't set any sort of itinerary that you must stick to. Just let go, let loose, have fun, go with the flow, and let Electric Forest provide to you whatever experience you are meant to get. I think that so many people go into a music festival and they want it to go a certain way that they limit themselves. I think Electric Forest is one of those magical places where there are no limits, there are total endless possibilities of what can happen. So go into it with that mindset, and I think you'll really be happy with your Electric Forest experience. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great Electric Forest. I hope to see you there. If you see me, definitely come say hi. Peace out.